Good morning. Welcome to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm your host, Diana Rich, joined in the studio with our guest producer, Roy Manfredi. Did I say your name correct?
Yep, that's it.
All right, I remembered it from last week. You just never know the summer days what I'm going to remember. So how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Had a good weekend, so I'm pretty happy and energetic this morning.
And we match.
Yes,
And
we did.
didn't
We got the memo to wear green today. We called each other this morning and planned it.
Yeah, you went Minions. I just went solid green, but I like it. That's a sweet shirt. Those are Minions, right?
Hey, no, they're actually the aliens from Toy Story.
After I said Minions, then I saw
Three
Buzz
eyes.
Lightyear. No, then I saw Buzz Lightyear on your pocket over there. You're right. All right. Very cool. Cool shirt. So happy to have you here this morning. Later, we're going to be talking with Amy Green about post-Washington County Fair Fun, so stay tuned for that. But first, let's take a look at the weather. High of 88 outside with light wind, low of 65 tonight, and then tomorrow, high of 91. I heard it is going to be hot, so I think we looked out at the county fair last week. So local events to look forward to. We have the free merchant movie happening this week. Puss in Boots is the movie playing at the Washington State Theater, 11 a.m. and 1:30 on Wednesday and Thursday. So make sure to check that out and escape from the heat. Thursday, I have the Farmers Market at 5 p.m. And then Thursday Night Live happening right after that, 6 p.m. featuring Mark Jansen. And then, of course, the municipal band following up with that. So make sure to come out and check out the Farmers Market. I think there's lots of great produce, sweet corn, all that jazz. Have you had any good sweet corn yet this year, Roy?
I did. I got a bunch in my fridge, too. That's just waiting for more sweet corn up until Sweet Corn Festival. And then I'm like, it's too much.
Too much, yeah. We had sweet corn last night for dinner. How do you cook your sweet corn?
We just boil it. Sometimes we'll grill it if we still get it on, not shucked, but...
Yeah. Very good. I've become lazy and I do it in my microwave, full husk, and it's actually delicious. But it kind of takes a long time.
Doesn't pop?
Nope. And then you cut the ends and it slides right off like all the silk and stuff. So should try it. Look it up on TikTok. Or you can ask me. I'll tell you. Friday and Saturday, there's a 26th annual Brenton Film Festival and Ice Cream Social at the Ainsworth Opera House. That's Friday and Saturday, if I did not say that. So now let's take a look at the police report. I did not have a chance to look this up ahead of time or read it, so it'll be a surprise to us all. There was 30 traffic calls, 8 welfare checks, 3 calls for intimidation and harassment, 5 public service calls, 4 calls for suspicious activity, 4 warrant calls, 4 animal calls, 3 alarm calls, 3 fire calls, several other calls for other things, but those are kind of the top ones. Caller reports a male is walking along Highway 218 North near the Old White Way, requests a welfare check. Responded and located subject who didn't want any assistance, stated he was on a God's walk and didn't want to be bothered. Sounds peaceful.
Yeah, God will come at any time.
Yeah, so
you never know.
Yeah, never know. So I'd like to know what time of day he was doing the God walk, but so everything was fine there. Happy ending. Caller reports they had been following an SUV southbound on Highway 218, and the operator has been swerving in the roadway. 92.7 stopped the vehicle at G36 on Highway 218. Operator advised she had dropped a key and was trying to pick it up. No problem. So I guess there's no rule for looking for a key and driving, just texting and driving. So
Another happy ending.
Another happy ending. Jeez. Another call. Caller reports juveniles pulled flowers out of the flower pots on the square. 102 and 104 responded. It was documented. 102 was able to place the flowers back in the pot. Officers will attempt to locate the juveniles. So did they replant the flowers or were they fake flowers?
Yeah, I don't know if they just put them back in sideways or did they, hopefully they're still growing.
Might have to drive around the square later and see if I can locate these flowers. So a couple of calls from Iowa City, which are always interesting. A female refused to tell dispatch who she was and needs a ride to work and told dispatch to just send her an officer to take her to work. So she wouldn't tell the dispatcher who she was, but told him that she needed a ride and they were going to send an officer to take her to work.
Yeah, showing up in style.
Who needs Uber? Who needs Uber when you can call 911?
That's free. These are taxes.
Right. That's great. Big fat bunny stuck in her fence. Tried getting it shoved through, but requests assistance. Again, there's our dollars a good use, helping bunnies.
It's the off season for the Easter Bunny, so he let himself go for a little bit. All right, let's leave him alone.
Always entertaining with the police report. We are going to head to commercial break, and when we get back, I'm going to talk to Amy Green about the Washington County Fair.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
When you aspire to be a dancer, you are both an artist and an athlete. Your strength combines with beauty and grace seamlessly. Your efforts result in enhanced coordination, the ability to cooperate and compromise with others, and the confidence to perform in front of an audience. Not to mention the fun you will have and the lifelong friendships you will develop. We are enrolling now for fall classes, and we would love to see you shine like the star that you are. Join us for Dance and Tumbling at Stairway to the Stars. Please visit our website for online registration.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross. Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
Hey Andrea, why was Cinderella so bad at soccer?
I don't know.
She kept running away from the ball.
Oh, that's kind of cute. Back to Washington Live. I'm your host, Diana Rich, joined in the studio with Amy Green, also wearing green, 4-H. And I always know when I'm going to talk to Amy Green, I know exactly what I'm going to wear. I'm going to wear a green shirt.
Look good.
Just makes it easy. We're all looking good in green this morning. So how are you? Are you all recovered?
Recovered.
You look great.
For day one after the fair. Yep.
I feel good to sleep at home, shower at home.
Yes.
All the things.
Yesterday was laundry, nap, repeat. All day.
Well deserved.
Yes.
So, so you're back to work this week, or do you get like a vacation week to recover?
Nope. This week we're back. We'd appreciate if no one comes in.
Right.
It kind of looks like the county fair vomited in our office in all areas, so we'll clean up and resort and dust off. And I have a stack of sticky notes about this big on my desk, of all the things that happen throughout the week that we want to make better for next year. So
Yeah.
in a nerdy way, it's kind of fun to come back this week and start
Yeah.
diving into some of that
Checking
stuff.
off the crumbling up the Post-it
Yes.
notes, throwing them in the trash.
Yep. That's satisfying. So
Good.
we'll do that.
Well, I had the privilege of coming to the county fair several days last week. It seemed like it was awesome weather, and I don't know if you saw record attendance because of the awesome weather, or if it's too soon to tell.
Yeah. Historic, never will happen again. Hope you were able to be there. We like to have the hottest week of the summer. So it was so pleasant and enjoyable. And the fair board is in charge of the gates and the tickets and all that jazz. So I know that they had record numbers several days, but I haven't got the final report yet. But what's so unique is, for a long time we had one kind of main source of entertainment. And so at night I'd look out of my office from doing whatever, and you'd see like 10,000 people everywhere right in that one spot. Mm-hmm. But now there's so many activities going all over the place. You have a big pocket here and a big pocket there. And so it's just nice flow of traffic, I think, that people can be in a lot of places. And we have a lot of people, and it's not painfully crowded all the time. So, yeah, I know we had a lot of people there, and morning, noon, and night, I think people stayed a long time too. So. Yeah.
But I'm with you. I knew that there was a lot of people there, but I didn't feel it. Even when I was in Food Lines, I felt like they went quickly and like people were kind of dispersed and so that was awesome.
I honestly, my van parks there on Friday night and it doesn't leave until the next week. So I never really am aware of the outside world, but people tell me it's difficult to park. So I know there's a lot of people there. You know, that's the report.
And it didn't rain at all last week.
No.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Who knew? Very good. So tell me how the county fair went in your eyes.
I think it went well. I know sometimes a lot of behind the scene things that maybe create hiccups in my perspective, but it's always so good, even though we're running around with our heads cut off. I love it. I love the intensity and the speed, and everywhere you go, you see kids doing good things, families doing good things, helping each other out. And I just love to see people together. You know, it's really a place where you see the mom and the dad and the grandma and the grandpa and the kids. And that is just really rewarding, no matter if it's in the barns or at the campgrounds or in the food lines or wherever. It's just fun to see people as a unit doing things.
Yeah.
This year, I had the unique opportunity because I have a child now in 4-H.
Yeah.
Trying to be the 4-H mom and the 4-H lady was huge challenge, but a huge reward was all of the people that helped, you know, and that I think everybody experiences probably every year, but I haven't had that perspective yet, you know, and so it was just really nice to be on the receiving end and know that we are like a giant 4-H family. We really are a family, and people help out and chip in, and you know, they don't let you flounder for too long before someone's around seeing that you need help, and they help. So being able to like observe those things happening is a great part of the job.
Yeah, absolutely. Super special. And like you said, huge 4-H family and tons of people around, lots of generations represented from young to old, and everybody kind of out supporting each other, which was super cool. How many 4-H'ers were represented, or how many clubs? Like, kind of give us an idea of like the volume that is the high number of participation in Washington County 4-H.
I was trying to quickly calculate my numbers of projects before I got here, but I didn't get through all of the projects. So traditionally we have...
Ballpark, you can fool Roy and I.
Okay, don't quote me on this. Traditionally we have between 3,000 and 4,000 projects that come to the fair. So that's non-livestock, that's livestock, that's communications, that's all of the different competitions of kids. So then as far as members go, we have 400 4-H members and 180 some Clover kids. So majority of them participate in the fair in some capacity, I would say. So that's a lot of kids doing different things. We really have it kind of spread out too. Not all of the competitions are just during fair week. So the week before we do our communications and our clothing event, some of our like knowledge testing things, and so kids have really been like working and competing in the name of 4-H for the last 2 weeks, and getting to do whatever their thing is, you know, and that's what I really love, is that you can do one thing, you can do 51 things, you can, you know, do it all on your computer, you can do it all in the barn. There's just so much variety, and so I'm really impressed when parents and our club leaders help navigate kids to find their thing, you know, and just do your one thing and love it and be amazing, and that's the way you participate. Some really cool things that I saw happen with our clubs, when you talk about how many clubs, you know, are there and participating. We have, I think, 19 4-H clubs and 10 Clover Kid clubs right now in our county, and I saw many of them do cool things as a club, which is another cool component, you know, of the fair. It's not just the family, or it's not just me individually competing, but as a club, we decorated a hay bale and we're silly and messy. Or as a club, we participated in mud volleyball and we're very messy. Or as a club, our 4-H robotics, the EagleBots Club, on Wednesday, they had their huge robot that they designed and programmed to do all kinds of cool things, and they're driving around the fair and handing out 4-H flair, you know, so they're advertising their robot and their club and doing that together.
Yeah.
Bows and Bullets on Kids Day had this cool archery demonstration with paint, you know, and pretend bows and arrows, and kids could shoot that, and their whole club was doing it together. And so that's really what we want too, is kids to connect with each other and kind of set a goal and then share it with our community in that setting.
Yeah, very cool. Tell me about some of the behind the scenes. Like, how does this get put all together? I know it's not just, you all show up and do the work. Like, tell me about, what goes on behind the scenes.
It takes 1 million volunteers who do what they say they're going to do and show up and follow through. And we are so lucky to have so many dedicated volunteers who do show up during Fair Week. And sometimes I don't always know what they do in their spot, but they know because they've done it so often.
Yeah.
And so it's just smooth and helpful. So I'm so thankful for those teams. We also have a handful of people that do all kinds of the paperwork stuff that you never even know exists and the computer stuff that you never know exists. But if it doesn't happen, the rest of it doesn't happen, in all honesty. So I'm so thankful for some of those dedicated people who spend the last 2 weeks, with us in the office. Lots of hours, early and late, still being a volunteer. Our staff does a lot of funky hours, in the last 2 weeks and, balance all of our schedules and needs that we have. So I'm really thankful for our staff to go bananas in the last 2 weeks to make it happen too.
And how many staff members do you have?
We have really dedicated to fair stuff would be three staff members. In the last 2 weeks, that's kind of all hands on deck. Someone calls us with an extension need and we say, it's the county fair. Can you call next week? And so we are all kind of working on the fair in the last 2 weeks for sure. But this week, everybody will hunker down back in their wheelchairs and get their extension hats on if they need to. But it's lots of hours and so much goodness, so many laughs, so many funny memories that we have together too. So it's a good bonding experience for us on the good days and the bad days and the crazy days. It keeps us all going and coming back.
Yes. And I know you put in lots of long hours. When the day is over during the fair, do you just like fall over and fall asleep, or are you just like worried and thinking about the next day and the next things and like can't sleep because you're just like adrenaline?
It kind of depends. Are you talking on Saturday? Are you talking on Wednesday? Are you talking on Friday? There was one night I fell asleep and I didn't move for 4 hours. I know I did not move. But I actually, fair, we clean up fair on Saturday morning. So we're, a day and a half out. Saturday night, Sunday night, I have the worst nightmares ever just now. Like, I can't sleep right now. Couldn't sleep last night. I have all my worries and nightmares after the event, which is so weird, but it's been like that since it started. But during Fair Week, I actually, I have a camper there. And so, I drive my golf cart to the camper, and sometimes it's midnight and sometimes it's 2 a.m. But I get to my bed and honestly, I just want to scroll through Facebook. And look at
see all the awesome things that happened.
Look at everybody's stories and look at all the places I wasn't, but the things were going on and people are so excited. And so I usually fall asleep, like scrolling through something, looking at how everybody was capturing it. And that's really cool.
Very cool. Yeah, for sure. What was the highlight of the fair for you personally this week? Do you have or last week rather, do you have a highlight? I'm putting you on the spot.
I must be really tired because I'm getting emotional. It's so cool when I see the big kids help the little kids. And they don't always know them. They're not always best friends or family. They might not even be from the same club. But that's just such a feel-good moment. And I'm able to see that happen lots of times during the fair. So I'm thinking, we have really good kids. We have such good kids that they're willing to help or teach or coach. And so, those are the images kind of flashing through my eyes a little bit of that happening. And personally for me, having my own kids there with me and, they count down the days till we have fair and when is it going to be again. And so I know that they love to be there and love all that activity.
Yeah.
It's fun to be able to do that together.
Yeah, for sure. And it's, definitely the place to be. And like you said, the big kids helping the small kids and What I think is cool is I think, sometimes probably take for granted the white T-shirts that say Washington County 4-H and green that all the kids have, and but they wear those so proudly around the fair, and I think, it just makes such a connection between people, or we see people that maybe we compete against in, Little League Baseball or, from these other towns. And then it's like you see them in 4-H and you see the work that they're doing and kind of bringing everybody together. So I think that's kind of cool too.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. They're connected in a different way. And it's just really visible during the county fair when we're all there together and
sharing other passions.
Yeah.
So very cool. Well, let's head to commercial break. And then when we get back, we can talk a little bit more about the fair and looking forward to the state fair. Not sure if you've looked that far, but all right.
Good.
We'll head to commercial break.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our communities stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
It's not a question of what all you have and so on with your life. It's who is in your life and how much you care for them and how much they care for you. And Tammy definitely cares.
Welcome back to Washington Live. I'm your host, Diana Rich, joined in the studio with Amy Green, and we're wearing our best green because she's here, and 4-H is green and all things. And we're talking about post-Washington County Fair, which has been fun to talk about. And during commercial break, we were just chit-chatting, and now we're back on. Now we're back on air. So here we are. So let's see here. What else haven't we talked about fair-wise? This is kind of a little bit off of 4-H subject, but what's your favorite fair food at the Washington County Fair?
At the Washington County
You can do top 3 if you can't just say one. Yes. I'm putting you on the spot.
I do love the Kiwanis fries. They are also very close and handy to our extension office.
They're delicious.
So I eat those probably every day.
Did you try their bloomin' onion this year?
Yes.
The sauce was fantastic.
Yes.
That was delicious.
Agreed. I do love Producer's Grill and pretty much the pizzas. I mean, anything. Hot Beef Sunday. I'll take anything there most of the time.
Can't go wrong.
Sometimes they let me sneak in the back door and I don't have to stand in line.
That's a perk. I feel like that should be a job perk for sure.
There's a few perks. That's one of them. Thank you. Shout out to everybody who helped me at the back.
Did you try the Dole Whip?
I didn't actually this year, but last year I had lots of them. So they are good.
It's delicious and light and refreshing.
Yeah. Yes.
Super good.
Yes. I wasn't sweating to death this year, so I didn't sprint there as much, but it was good.
Yeah, I will say, it's easier to eat and enjoy food when it is not 5,000 degrees.
Yes.
So,
and I will say I talked to a lot of the different vendors and they had records years because people stay longer people are hungry because they're not so hot. So we're really glad, thankful that so many local vendors come and can benefit during Fair Week there too. So
Yeah.
they deserved a good, cool week.
Very cool. Yeah, I make sure to hit up the carnivore nachos at the producer's booth. I love that. I had a ribeye steak sandwich from the Mid Prairie booth.
Oh yeah,
It was fantastic.
good.
So good. And Dexter loves the Boyd's bologna on a stick.
Oh,
Not that you asked, but those are my favorites.
yeah, that's good. You add to
So
the list.
yes.
I ate egg burritos every single day from the Wiseman. So also having breakfast there is a lifesaver.
Dalton volunteered in that booth throughout the week and had a great time. So that's kind of his way to
Good
to
for
live to
him.
live at the fair and do his 4-H thing. So what else 4-H do people need to know or that you want to chat about?
You know, I was just thinking, I'm always so impressed with the kids because they're on the stage or they're on a microphone or they're in the show ring. Like there's so many eyes looking at them and they have, I think, some nervousness to them, but it's so impressive that there are kids doing things that a lot of adults wouldn't do, don't want to do, scared to
Right.
do, never have done. And so I love that 4-H gives kids those opportunities to like kind of step up and show that they have that confidence or that bravery or whatever. And so I would encourage too, adults. I love it when there are adults at the fair and they are just asking questions like rocking fire to these kids who are experts in their project area and they love to talk about it. So, you know, if you know a 4-H'er or, fair's come and gone now, but just know for next year, pick their brains, ask questions they love to talk about and be the expert. And so that's fun to get to see them do that. And I try to always give the kids credit too, like you are doing things that some of these grownups have never, ever done, and that's impressive. For being kids. So I hope that they do feel and realize like they've got some skills and have mastered some things. And that's what 4-H wants them to do by the time they're done with us, that they've had the opportunity to master and showcase.
Learn some new things. Yeah, I know from being a parent Dalton had 3 projects this year, had 1 last year, decided to try woodworking. I'm not a woodworker. Darren's not a woodworker, but my dad helped him with it. And so it was super cool. I sat down and helped him. He built the project with my dad, went over there. But when we sat down for him to put together his, notes, I'm like, what did you learn? And it was like, wow, he learned so many things that I don't even know how to do. And I was like, wow, that is so cool, and just things that he'll have, his whole life. So that was kind of cool. Darren and I weren't in 4-H, so it's neat to see it from, a different perspective. So
Yeah, and I absolutely am so thankful for the adults. Sometimes it's family connection like that, a grandpa can help, but sometimes it's just adults in the community who have a passion and an interest. And when you can share that, whether it's in a class setting or a one-on-one setting with kids, like you're giving them life skills and an opportunity that they might not get otherwise. And so that's amazing, and so super thankful when people can find those connections and are adults willing to do that, invest in kids and who aren't yours.
right.
And
And could
really,
for sure light a passion in that person and maybe become, part of their future job or career. Or something like that. So that's cool. Awesome things going on in 4-H that, you don't, necessarily see, but happening all around. So that's really cool. What else? What else are we missing?
I do think it's also important, that it's not always about the end game, the ribbon, and we try to talk about that over and over again and, what they have learned, that process or the connections they have made or how they're ready for the next steps. That's really where we want some of their focus to be because there's only one winner. And that is just hard to know and swallow and understand. And so we really know that kids have had a lot of lessons in this last week about sportsmanship and stepping up to the plate and hopefully winning and losing graciously to those around them.
Yeah. And everybady's winning, right? If you submit projects and you show up, everybody's winning, right?
Yeah.
So this week you're, back in the office getting things done. What what do things look like for the state fair for you? What kind of responsibilities do you have there?
I don't have to do anything.
Yay!
Yay! We will help kids prepare. We have 40 some projects going to the state fair.
Okay.
And so those kids have those projects home now. They can update them, improve them, finalize them so that they're at their very best. They will bring them back to the extension office next week. And then the following week, we take them all to Des Moines where they are judged. Usually the judging process takes about 2 days there, and they get everything arranged in the big 4-H building and ready for public, and then things will open up. But I just take the projects and I pick the projects up, if they're small enough to fit in my van, of course.
Yeah.
So some people get to take theirs up with us. But yeah, we just will coach the kids there. We have several kids who will also be competing or representing Washington County with their presentations, extemporaneous speaking.
Yeah.
So we will produce a schedule of that so that people who are maybe at the fair will know who's doing what on what days. And then we always have a great showing of livestock kids. Absolutely. They're competing all throughout the week representing Washington County. So that's something that exhibitors sign up and register on their own. It's not something to qualify necessarily. So
Okay.
There's a variety of people who will be there doing that. And we just love when they wear their 4-H shirts and we can see there's Washington County, and it's fun to be able to spot them out and about. And
Yeah, that's great. Awesome. Very cool. I didn't realize that. I'm glad that you get to enjoy the state fair and not, do a lot of things, but
Yeah.
I'm sure you are running around making sure
we're just trying to
your
have fun.
shout-outs, yes.
We camp there. My family camps there, and I'll have the kids there. And so that's the fair I get to enjoy with them
yeah.
differently than our own county fair. So
Yeah.
well, I'm sure it'll be plenty hot, and we'll hit up all the fair food there then.
Very good. Awesome. Yes, I know. I feel like I haven't been to the state fair for a while, but I'm going this year, and I feel like there's just never enough days for the county or the state fair food. It's like you just want to eat and eat and eat and eat, and you can only eat so much. But yes, I'm already like, gosh, how many meals am I going to be there? How much food can I eat? So
Then you better plan on your money.
yes, right. Yes. The other factor, right?
It's good to go with the team and try this. Everybody share. Go to the next thing. Everybody share. That's my recommendation.
There you go. Expert advice right there. Well, I was talking to Jody Ebert, and she said she has a list of state fair food that she checks off the list every year. And I'm like, you're going to have to send that to me. I feel like I'm going to have to look into this.
for everything. So you just ask her if it's connected to the fair.
She's got it. So, all right. So, yeah, huge shout out to you and all your volunteers and your staff for an awesome county fair, the fair board. I mean, I haven't been to a lot of fairs, but I think that ours is probably one of the best. And I'm sure you probably think so too. So, any final words on county fair business?
I'm glad that you mentioned our fair board. They are absolutely, I don't know how many there are, 28 or 30 or something, but professionals in our community that give up their whole entire week to be there 24 hours a day for the most part. But they are working on our fairgrounds from May on every week, doing improvements, making sure it's safe. They just take care of everyone that week and really deserve a lot of credit and thanks. And they're away from their own families and their own businesses. And I love it. One year when one of our volunteers was retiring or kind of stepping away, they'd been doing it for maybe 10 years or so. And they said, Amy, I've just really enjoyed spending my vacation with you every year. And it kind of hit me of I'm there working, but all of these other people are there on vacation from their job, using their own personal vacation to come and serve the community and serve all of our kids. And that's pretty awesome because they're doing some hard work too during that time. So huge shout out to the Fair Board. Thank them for all that they do and all of our 4-H volunteers too. We'll let them take the week off and then we'll start comparing notes and getting better for next year.
That's awesome. Very cool. And if people are listening and they're like, man, I would love, my kids to have the opportunity to be in 4-H, how do they get involved?
Yes, we are kind of at the end of our season right now. Obviously, the county fair is like our big highlight and showcase. And so our new 4-H year, we will kick off in September, kind of like the school year. Yep, it starts with school. So you can reach out to us and we can let you know what clubs have open spots and what kind of match your interest and find a place for them.
Very good. Awesome. Well, thank you for everything that you've done for the county fair. I know Andy Miller wanted to make sure to give you a shout out for all of your long nights, to make sure you spend lots of long nights in the office, making sure everything's ready for the next day. We know that you make hard decisions that affect everybody, and you have to miss out on a lot of things that you want to attend because things come up and you have to put fires out and be there for other people. So just wanted to make sure we give Amy a little bit of shout out too. So thank you so much to Amy and everybody who volunteers for the Washington County 4-H and the fair and making it all happen, because it truly is an awesome event. And Roy missed out because he didn't make it there this year.
I thought I was going to get away without you calling me out on it,
But you can save the date for next year. I think it's
That's
like
right.
July 14th through 19th or
That's
something
true.
like that.
Those are the dates.
I saw save the date yesterday, and I'm surprised I remembered that because I don't know what I had for lunch yesterday, but I do know that. So, all right, moving on to national days. A couple exciting ones: National Cousins Day and National Tequila Day. Sounds like we need
Perfect.
Mexican for lunch.
date.
Awesome. National Cousins Day, National Tequila Day. All right, I've heard worse days. So now the celebrity birthday game.
Yes,
you good
now
at
we
this,
get to
Amy?
play.
Do you remember if
I
I won
have-
last time or you won?
I don't know. I have won once in my life, maybe lost once in my life. So today could be a rubber match.
I always like
All
it
right.
when it's somebody I know.
Yeah, first up, we have Jenny from the Block, Jennifer Lopez.
J Lo.
J-Lo.
I'm gonna go 47. I really have no clue.
I'm going 56.
6. Well, we do have a point, and that point goes to Amy. She's 54.
54.
Just on the cusp. All right, next up, let me see if I can get this mouse over. We have, whoops, past there. Bindi Irwin. She is the daughter of Steve Irwin.
I don't know Bindi. She looks pretty young. I'm gonna go 29.
I'm going with 26.
We have another point for Amy because she is 25.
Amy's on a roll.
She is 25. So if you're playing along at home, Bindi Irwin, 25 years old.
All right.
Our third one is going to be Woody Harrelson. Let's find him. Good old Woody Harrelson.
Nope, I didn't know that was his name, but I do recognize his face. So, did you know that was his name?
I did, actually.
All right. Let's see here. 59.
68.
68. Well, he is 62.
Oh, I got a point. I was within 3, right?
Nice.
All right,
That's the
2-1.
rules. All right, and our last one, that is not that, is going to be Slash from Guns N' Roses. How old do we think Slash from Guns N' Roses is?
73.
I can't tell behind all that hair. I will say it's probably a wig, so he probably is, what'd you say?
I said 73.
68.
Yay. Well, this was surprising to me because he is only 58.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Sorry,
He's been
Slash.
rocking for a long time.
Yeah.
So Amy wins 2-1.
Woo!
Look at you coming off the fair with a famous
Sharp brain.
birthdays. Yes, sharp brain celebrity birthday victory. So very
Thank you.
good.
Good game.
All right. Anything else we need to cover today, Roy?
No, I just want to wish happy birthday to my son because his birthday was yesterday. So he is 5, big 5 now.
5. All right. Very cool. Any birthday shout outs from you, Amy? I'm not on. I don't know. I did not look up anybody's birthdays today.
I've got nothing.
You're like, oh, my sister-in-law Corey has a birthday tomorrow. So happy birthday tomorrow, Corey. So, all right. Thanks for joining us today on Washington Live. We hope you have a great Monday.